first of all, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Finjan Show. Thanks for being here today with us. I'm really excited to have Clarisse from Mozambique with me today. We're actually in Phoenix, Arizona for Global Entrepreneurship Week, and for what an opportunity to introduce such a wonderful person. So with that, welcome to the Finjan Show. My name is Faris Alami. I'm your host. And Clarisse, thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So I'm so excited and so inspired by your story. It was wonderful for you to do. And, we were talking earlier, culture is not easy to change.
Very true.
So there's a lot of, challenges. But I'd love to hear a little bit more about you so you can tell the audience who you are and what you do.
Okay.
And then next you could maybe tell us about, we can take it from there. Just start with that.
Sounds good. Well, my name is Clarisse Machanguana. I am an African from Mozambique, and I started playing basketball at the age of 6, and my life changed because of it. I was given an opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to afford. My parents are not rich. They're very humble people, hard workers. So basketball led me to travel the world because people wanted to see me play basketball. So they paid me free education.
Wow.
And I got to know most of the countries on this continent and acquire higher education. And at the end of my college degree in US, I was given an opportunity to play for the Women's NBA, which is the biggest platform for basketball.
Okay.
And then I played abroad. I played in Italy, in South Korea, in Brazil, in Spain, in France. And then when the time arrived for me to retire, I knew I had to provide opportunities for other girls to have the same experience and to be able to acquire education. So I created the Clarisse Machanguana Foundation, where I preside and create opportunities by using sports as a vehicle to educate. What we do is that we teach them basketball, where we talk about the social gaps that we have in our society, such as child marriage, school dropouts, forced marriage, early pregnancy. So we create a safe space for girls to learn to love their bodies, to learn about self-esteem, and to want to be educated, and to also learn to negotiate with their parents why it's important for them to stay in school and not get married.
Wow, I think you just gave me goosebumps. So a lot of work to be done.
A lot of work to be done.
And what a wonderful mission. So that's amazing. And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing it for 7 years. My foundation has 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm currently using COVID to acquire more education because I think that is fundamental. The world is constantly changing, and we need to adapt those changes. So I came to US, specifically Phoenix, to get a master's degree on global management of nonprofit organizations. And also because it's a great opportunity to build relationships, build networks, because that's how you remain creative, you innovate, and stay current. It's easy to be in love with your own idea and not grow from it.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's good. That's something I always joke about. That you gotta bust the myth of what you think the world is, because the world, for your view, is limited, unfortunately, based on the view that you have.
Yeah.
So, which is, there are 7 billion people in the world, and it's essentially that you have one view. Let's see what others have to say.
Yeah.
This is so I love the concept, because one of the things that first when you say retire, make us all look so old because you look so young. So retired, you're really 65, definitely not that. So it's inspiring to hear that term coming from there. What I wanted to go back to, actually, to dig a little bit into it, is starting this foundation has challenges, especially when we're talking about these kinds of critical issues. Show us, we don't have time to do all of them.
Sure.
The 10 minutes, the idea is to bust these myths. And I love one of the things you mentioned about continuous education. I always believe entrepreneurs have always had education. They might have had a formal education. You're choosing to take a formal education.
Sure.
But I know that even without the formal education, you were always searching for information. And that's something that I notice a lot of successful entrepreneurs who do well for their businesses seem to always search and seek that kind of information. So with that, what would be one of the challenges you face? Whether it's information gathering or whether it's starting any of those, and just show us one of the challenges.
Yeah, we have two challenges. One is to create a service or product that is sustainable. One thing is you have a one good year and where your services are bought or your product is bought and everything's going good and you generate profit. But then in the long run, how do you maintain that? I think you have to create the right pillars in order to be sustainable. And by that, I think you have, in my case, you have to engage the people that you're serving. I'm serving the bottom of the pyramid, and oftentimes they cannot pay for the services, but we find other ways. For example, we provide job training, and we also get community involved. So they value the product and the respect, and not only that, they take ownership of what they learn, and they spread the knowledge in the community, as opposed to the knowledge remaining in my foundation, and we have to continuously reinvent the machine. Right. That way, we train young girls to earn their voice, to become powerful and confident leaders, and then they go to the communities and they exercise their power. They bring the community together and they teach them, hey, it's better if we stay in school because at 18 or 20, I can go to college and then get a better job as opposed to becoming a mother. So it's a model that helps the program continue alone on its own as opposed to depending on one organization. And I think that's how any business should have potential to scale. Yeah. Because otherwise,
sure. Yeah. Thank you for that. So that's one of the challenges. Can you tell me, one of your successes? I know there are lots of, I call them milestone successes, right? You might have succeeded at least securing the name, right, or securing the business. But give me just one of the successes you felt like you're on top of the world. One of them. It could be a story about one of the girls you work with. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think any founder always looking for more and hard to define a success, but throughout our 7 years, we've been able to send one girl here with a scholarship here in New York City. And she's the example of growing up in very humble meetings, but then through the discipline of working hard on the basketball court and also dedicating herself to school, how opportunities just match up her dedication and another door opening. I think that is the example of I can do very well despite the place where I'm. It doesn't matter if it's Africa, whatever. It's your determination and discipline that takes you to get to the next degree and the next degree. So.
Well, clearly I could keep you all day to talk about all these wonderful things and some of the challenges, some of the options you're providing. As you know, we're trying to keep it within 10 minutes.
Sure.
So my last question for you would be, if you were to go back and look at yourself as you're starting out, and I know it's hard because also the circumstances are different, the knowledge is different, your brain might have been able to capacity, wise to handle information. But what would you tell someone listening today, starting this business or trying to do what you're doing?
Yeah.
Not necessarily what you're doing with the girls, but starting an enterprise, whether it's doing social good or doing social economic good.
Yeah, I think that oftentimes when you start a business, you're trying to mainly focus and generate profits so that you keep the lights and the water running.
Yeah.
But at times you fail to understand that that process goes faster if you are building and securing good relationships. Okay. You treat people right, you invite them not only when you need the money, you understand to show the report of what you've done. Yeah. So building relationships, maintaining them healthy, I think is a very, very determining part of your business because you are continuously meeting people and then learning from what they're doing to advance your work. So you must maintain good relationships.
Thank you so much. Relationships is key. I always have to believe that. And hearing it from you, you made it very crystal clear that it's not about when you need something, it's about keeping that healthy relationship and asking them different times what they're doing and just keeping them engaged and involved. So fabulous. And it's wonderful to meet you in person. And thank you so much for taking the time to share with us with the viewers here at the Finjan Show. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you again for tuning in. This is again the Finjan Show. I'm your host, Faris Alami. Tune in next time. Thank you.